Being single, it isn't so bad. Maybe you're just waiting for the right time, or the right person, or for the right you? Are people happy being single? Snow White didn't like it. Cinderella wanted to be married. But some single people seem just fine. Here's a whole village of single people that didn't care. Around 45% of the US population's single, which means never married, divorced, or widowed. But back in 1960, 7 in 10 people were married. A lot more often these days, some people just want to be single. The states we're going to talk about are definitely more single than the rest of America. In order to determine the states with the most single people, all we had to look at was which states have the lowest percentage of residents who are married. The US Census measures how many 15-year-olds or older are currently married. Which states are 15-year-olds getting married in? This video goes out to all the single people out there who are waiting to meet that perfect person. Or maybe you already have that perfect person and you just need to tell them how you feel. Aw, yeah. Ooh, ah, just a little bit. Ooh, ah, a little bit more. Ooh, ah, just a little bit. You know what I'm looking for. So since we're single, and the only place we can probably meet somebody fun and interesting is at a bar, we'll start there. Our story begins in a bar in Baltimore, Maryland, where there's a lot of single people. In fact, here in Maryland, only 47% of the population is married. That's less than half. To compare that to Utah, our most married state, their percentage is 56%, but their divorce rate is the 14th highest in Utah too. Maryland's divorce rate is the 8th lowest in the country. So maybe the people in Baltimore and in Maryland are just picky. Finally, when you measure cities with the most single women, 2 Maryland cities are in the top 8 in the country. Maybe the guys in Baltimore need to dress like this. We're gonna bar hop all the way over the West Coast now, and we wind up in a Bay Area bar in the city of San Jose. This city is the epitome of singleness. It's a male ghost town. There's a reason they call it Man Jose. In the entire Bay Area and in Los Angeles, a ton of people are single. That's typically a lifestyle choice more than anything. The pink areas are neighborhoods where more than 25% of people live alone. Mappy, how many people have said they don't ever want to get married?
According to my calculations, 55% of people now say marriage isn't a goal.
What? Wow. I heard 11% of couples who are currently dating say they're never going to get married either. How long did you and Mrs. Mappy date before you got married?
Not long. She was 3 when we got married.
3? That's weird.
That's 24 in Map years.
Interesting. Thanks, Mappy, I think. Okay, so I just learned that maps apparently age 8 times faster than people. Is there a reason for that? Is it because maps are outdated after a while? Somebody have an answer for that? Back across the country we go, and we end up in a bar in Boston, Massachusetts. All right, these people look interesting. Maybe we'll talk to them. Hello, hey, what's going on? All right. Apparently dating in Boston's so tough that they write blog posts about it. This article states that dating in Boston is different for quite a few reasons. Dating many people at once is one of them. One reason there's so many singles here, it's a very liberal city. In fact, according to facts, 19% of single people are Republicans, and double that, 38% of single people are liberals. And the average cost of a date in Boston, that's not just grabbing some beers, is $152.50. What the? Massachusetts people are cool, right? Why don't they want to settle down?
How can you solve a mystery when you don't even know there's a mystery to solve?
For the first time in our bar crawl, we're going to head to the Deep South, and definitely not for the last time. This bar is somewhere outside of Orlando. There's a lot of old people in Florida. In fact, it's the 5th oldest state, which means the number of widowed people is likely high. This chart shows we're correct. Florida has the 4th highest number of widowed people. West Virginia has the most. How does a lot of single people impact a regional economy? Does it? Florida's economy seems to be doing fine, but in Japan, that's not the case. People in Japan are staying single way more than before. Apparently, video games, other digital distractions, and a change in culture means in 30 years, Japan's population will be half of what it is now. Unless people start getting married and having kids again. If they don't, Japan's going down. Our next bar is almost the last time we're coming to the West Coast. This is a bar in Las Vegas and Nevada, which ranks number 6. Nevada makes sense, since a quarter of this state's residents live in Vegas, which has the highest number of men who live alone in the country. Nevada is also 7th in terms of an equal men to women ratio, so it should be a great state to hook up on Tinder.
No, seen it. Boring. There you go.
But what's most interesting is that Nevada has both the nation's highest number of marriages and most divorces too. Man, they cray-cray out there. We pick up our single tour back in the South again, and this time we're in the state of Mississippi. Yeah, there's some interesting people. All right. Now let's stereotype. Earlier we mentioned that the census uses the age of 15 to determine who can be legally married in the U.S. Now we're going to guess Mississippi's on that list. But in which states are you legally allowed to be married at such a young age? Turns out it's Hawaii, Indiana, Kansas, and Maryland, where you have to be 15 to get married. But in North Carolina and Alaska, you can get married at 14. That's the lowest age of consent in the country. However, not so fast. In many states, there's no legal age to get married. It's up to the parents to decide if the couple is old enough to marry. So in these states, you can get married whenever. And there's Mississippi. We go back up to the Northeast again for a couple more bar stops. This time we head over to New York City. These people look interesting. Maybe we'll spark up a conversation, buy them a drink. Half of the whole state's population lives in the New York City metro area, so it makes sense that New York's high on this list. This chart shows that the closer you get to downtown, the more single the men are. And the further you get from downtown, the more single the women are. Rochester, in upstate New York, has the 4th most single people in the US. Cleveland's up there too, and Detroit apparently has the most single people in America. We're not going too far for our next bar hop. In fact, it's so close we could probably take an Uber. We're in Rhode Island's biggest city, which isn't very big. Maybe people in Rhode Island just don't need to get married. They have other distractions.
Sweet secret. Your jewelry's really beautiful. What are you playing with in there?
Sweet secrets. The secret girls love to keep.
Despite having such a single population, it seems that Rhode Islanders don't get divorced at a very high rate either. Let's look up ways to meet people in Providence, Rhode Island. It's a bunch of dating apps? What the hell?
Did you know 1 million people get divorced every year?
Why would you bring that up, Karen? And I thought you and Mappy got back together. Why are you still with him? I'm telling Mappy.
Tell him we're just friends. He's my assistant. See.
God, those two, so bratty. She does bring up a good point, though. 1 million people a year getting a divorce? That's just sad. I wish people could work things out more. Okay, so we head back out to the West Coast one more time, but we're in New Mexico, and there weren't any interesting people at any of the bars. So we grabbed some tacos instead. New Mexico ranks as the 6th gayest state. It's also the most Hispanic state, and it's the 2nd most Native American state. Gay marriage is legal here. Why are so many of these subgroups in New Mexico deciding not to get married?
How can you solve a mystery when you don't even know there's a mystery to solve?
All right, this is our last bar stop, so we better meet somebody interesting or we're going home alone. We're in New Orleans and Louisiana, our most single state in America, where only 43% of people are married. What's really interesting about this is that Louisiana has by far the lowest divorce rate in the country. So that means people are not getting married, and the ones who do hardly ever get a divorce. So people in Louisiana must be really picky. It's not like there aren't plenty of opportunities to meet somebody here. After all, Louisiana is also the 4th highest in the US for gender balance, meaning the number of single men and women is almost equal. Let's call somebody in Louisiana and solve this mystery. I mean, the bars here are open 24 hours a day. How are people so single? I'm working on a YouTube video on why New Orleans and Louisiana are the most single places in the country.
If you want to, that would be something you would need to talk to with the owner about. I would try calling tomorrow around 12.
You don't want to be on a YouTube channel? This is like world famous stuff here.
Can you call back tomorrow, please?
No, I can't. This is your one chance.
Trying to serve some drinks.
This is your one chance to be on YouTube.
Thank you.
All right. That's it, lady. That's it. That is it. She had her chance. I cannot believe she blew that opportunity. Well, let's try a coffee shop. Maybe they'll help. Yeah, hi. My name is Nick, and I'm doing a YouTube video on why Louisiana is the most single state in the country.
The most single state?
Yeah.
What do you mean by single?
Like the most unmarried people. What the hell? Man, y'all down in Louisiana, y'all thirsty. That's all I'm saying. You need a lot of attention. We'll just assume that everybody is partying too much and doesn't have time to settle down. Okay, so those are our most single states in America. The places in our great country where people choose to remain unhitched more than any other place. In case you're wondering, these are the states with the least number of single people, or most United States of America. Is marriage becoming less important in America? Are younger people just living in a hookup culture? Are we being too picky? Or are we unable to commit? Or do we even care? In any case, if you're in one of these states and you're still single, maybe it's time you put your phone down and get off the couch. After you're done watching this video, of course, which is right now. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be, but if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you I will. Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.